So over the last week, I was compiling a bunch of fragrances to do my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you to you guys, by the way. And one of my moderators, Newt, sent me 2 fragrances to give away to you guys. And while I had them, since I haven't tried them before, I figured I would do my review just so you guys can understand them and so I didn't have to go out and buy them. And let's just talk about them. So today, these are Paris Corner. Oh, that's upside down. These are Paris Corner North Stag Expression fragrances. So Paris Corner is the brand, North Stag is the kind of sub brand, and then Expressions is the line. And the fragrances are 3 in 4 or trois in quatre. And they are clones of Louis Vuitton's Imagination and Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back at you with another fragrance video where I'm going to be talking about some clones. I actually have 2 videos in a row where I'm going to be talking about some Louis Vuitton clones. I have the Paris Corner North Stag ones, and then I have the Luciano ones, the Sunset Swim and all that. But today, again, I got these from Newt, so thank you to Newt, and congratulations to the person who won these. But these are by Paris Corner. They're North Stag Expressions, and I believe this one is QUATRE. Yeah, so they open up. They're actually pretty cool boxes. I was really expecting a lot, but it's 4 or QUATRE, and then inside that is the bottle. And the bottles are actually pretty freaking cool too. And so this is a clone of Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. I've already tried them, so I do want to say I'm not going to spray them again because somebody did win them. But they have this kind of like gem up top. I mean, they're nice. They'll look good in pretty much any collection. But how do they smell? Well, let's show you the other bottle first. So it opens the same way. This is a clone of Louis Vuitton's Imagination. And this is called Trois or 3. And there's the bottle. It kind of looks like the pistachio one by Kayali, the clone of that, just in the North Stag bottle. So North Stag Expressions, let's talk about the first one first. I don't even need to own this bottle because I don't own Afternoon Swim. I don't have to own Afternoon Swim because I have like 6 different clones of it, and they do it justice. And plus I have like 10 milliliters of decants. Here's one of them right here for Afternoon Swim. And how does this stack up to them? Honestly, it's not exactly Afternoon Swim, which is not really that hard to get, to be honest with you. One of my favorites is from Zoha Aroma. That one's a nice Afternoon Swim clone, which I'm going to be talking about those in like a week or so. But how does this one stack up to the other ones? It's honestly on the lower end. I wouldn't actually, unless you like really love the bottles, I wouldn't recommend going out and purchasing this one or the Imagination clone. They're nice. It's just they don't really hit that spot. Compared to other clones, they feel a little bit more on the synthetic side. While if you have something like Luciano's Sunset Swim, which I'll leave for tomorrow, that one it feels more higher quality. It feels closer. This one, it has a lot more of the orange in the opening. But then that orange, that citrus zestiness, it's very bright and effervescent, and it seems like it's going to be a really good one for about 30 seconds, and then it starts to kind of do these waves where that orange kind of disappears, and then it comes back, and then it kind of smells a little bit like nectarine, and then it kind of goes away, and then in between those waves, you get these vibes of just a musky, subdued synthetic fragrance that just smells a little bit like musky vegetable oil with a touch of citrus. That's kind of what it smells like at times. But then there's those tops of the waves when the citrus is there. What actually smells really nice. It smells like a clone though. Like it smells like one of the clones. Like if you got it and you're like, yeah, that's definitely a clone of if you put up Afternoon Swim and 5 clones, there's always going to be like one or two that you're going to say, yeah, that's definitely the clone. This is one of those two. Then there's going to be two that you're like, or two or three that you're like, that's actually really close. I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm not going to really have to go too much further. It's a citrus musky fragrance. It has a little bit of this kind of almost vegetable oily smell like a Dua fragrance. But overall, of the two, this is the better. So that tells you how I feel about the TROIS. If you're looking for an imagination or a sunset, or I can't think of it, afternoon swim clone, this isn't going to be the one to go with. There's going to be a lot other ones out there. If you want to know, again, Luciano's Sunset Swim is a nice one. There's this one from Dubai. It's an oil that I really like. It's by Luxury Perfumes. Really, really nice. And then again, my Zohar aroma one that I told you guys about. But I'll talk about that more tomorrow. So again, that is by Stag Expressions, or Paris Corner Stag Expressions. And this is 4 or QUATRE. So there you go. And then going into the next one, again, I'm not going to take this out, but it's just the green version of that. It is 3 or TROIS. And again, I wore this twice, once during my live stream and one time after that. But pretty much what it smells like is, if you kind of took Imagination, which is clean, this one has like, if you wanted to go for afternoon swim, which with the other one, you can at least tell that's what that one's cloning. As soon as I smelled this one, there was like parts of the fragrance where I'm like, is that cloning Imagination? Or is that trying to clone something else? It kind of smells like they were trying to make a mix between Imagination and Afternoon Swim. But again, it still has those synthetics in it. It doesn't even get it close to Imagination. Again, the Afternoon Swim was maybe 70% Afternoon Swim. This one is like 40, maybe 30. So it's not even like, I would call this more inspired by. And while I love Imagination to the point where I just got a decant of it, and I'm about to buy a bottle, that's my second Louis Vuitton. I just want to try Meteor first, and that's coming today. But anyway, it has a clean and semi-soapy nuance, but it also has this like bright and heavy citrus that you really don't get that much in Afternoon Swim, or in Imagination. Imagination is also a lot like softer and smoother throughout, and it doesn't really give you this synthetic tone that makes you kind of go. This one does. And again, it has these waves where it's just, it's kind of like Imagination, but then it's very simplistic, almost vegetable oily musk, with a little bit of like a soapy nuance, and then it kind of comes back and it has a lot of citrus, and it's like really these waves. And then when you get to the dry down on both of these, not just the one, but on both of them, they stick. But they stick, and it's just literally just straight up musk. The one's like musk and a touch of like a synthetic citrus, while this one is musk with like a touch. I mean, a touch of like almost like a effervescent ginger or something. And none of those explain Imagination. So I'm going to keep this video really short and sweet, as far and as succinct as I could possibly get. If you want performance, they're okay. They're not even the best performers of all of them, but honestly, stay away from them. Stag Expressions, Paris Corner is usually one of my favorite clone brands, but they really messed up with those two. I mean, they're not bad by any means. They smell nice, but it's just like, I know what they're going for, and there are things that are in the same price range or less expensive that are much better clones and much better smelling fragrances. I would give both of them a 5.5. If anything, the Imagination clone would be like a 5. Or maybe I'll give a 6 to the other one, and the Imagination clone would be like a 5. But overall, it's just, don't even bother with it. I can at least talk about the Afternoon Swim clone, because it does pieces of Afternoon Swim. But the Imagination clone is just that, nope. But let me know what you guys think. I already know I talked to a few people about this, and they all agreed. But, I mean, if you like it, you like it. They do smell nice. It's just, we're not going for nice anymore, especially with clones. There's so many out there, you need to get the right one. And that's not the right one. Neither of them are. So, yeah, thank you so much. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And again, I will be back with the Luciano ones tomorrow. So thank you so much. Peace out.